Yeah, I'm a slow reader.
Slow reader.
I'm a slow reader too, you know.
I
also read some fan fiction on my phone.
Fan fiction of what?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh my gosh, that's not fair.
Secret. Welcome back to season 4 of the Essay Voice podcast, the podcast for students by students. And today we have two awesome guests in the person of Beth, the director of the Student Association, and we also have Daria, the interim president of the Student Association. So guys, how does it feel to be back on campus after 2 years of fully online recording and online class?
Online everything.
Everything has been online.
Daria, you answer first because you have a different perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working here all summer, so I've been back on campus for quite a while. And last semester, I had like some of my classes still in person, which was quite nice. But even now, I start to notice more and more people back on campus, and it feels kind of surreal. I'm like, why are there so many people?
True.
And I realized that it's not many. Just wait for like next week.
Yeah.
Next week, it's orientation for the fall semester, and we have a lot of students coming in on campus. 100% of them will be on campus. And Beth, how does it feel for you, for the Student Association, to be back on campus, back again?
That's such a hard question because it's like, it feels amazing because like our business is meant to be, like you're meant to be here to do the job, right? So, and when we were home and like we didn't have as many students on campus, it felt strange for sure. We were able to offer a lot of things online and like keep up our normal operations in like an online world, but it feels awesome. It does feel like, you know, like I drive in the morning and like the parking lot's like just getting like a little bit more full every day, and I'm like, oh, more friends. I'm excited. So that's good. And like most of the people who do this job, like people. Right. So it's our business. So for anyone who is working in the SA and loves her job, this is going to be really exhilarating and energizing for us. So it's awesome. It's good.
Yeah, like now speaking about your job, guys, tell us a bit like what the Student Association is about, because many students have been fully online those past 2 years and they are back on campus themselves, even studying online. And even those who are coming for the first time during the first year, what is the Student Association about, really?
What are we about?
We are the voice of your students.
We are the voice of the
Voice of the students, yeah.
The SA is a not-for-profit membership organization. So I'll give you like the very like answer, and then Daria will give you like the cool, fun answer. We're a non-for-profit membership organization. We have existed on the SLC Kingston campus for 50 years.
Wow.
So we are an old association. We're like almost as old as SLC. So we basically, what we do is we work on behalf of students day to day, week by week, month by month, year by year. And our staff is made up of students. So I'm full-time, but there's a very small amount of us who are full-time compared to the amount of like students we have, right, who work for us. And we try to empower our student employees to advocate, make decisions, plan, promote, create events, whatever they want to do on behalf of their peers on this campus, specifically on Kingston campus. So the essay really is, as Daria said, voice of the student. Like everything we do is centered around the student. So that's like my answer, but yours might be more fun.
Not sure if it's more fun, but the Student Association is a student government on Kingston campus. Our main goal is to make sure that student voices are heard. We represent students. We help them when they come to us with their issues, or if they need some assistance with advocacy, or they just need an advice. And we also have a bunch of helpful services. We rent lockers. We have a food program, copy center, and we organize a lot of events for students.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And coming back to Beth, you said like most of the staff are students.
Yeah.
And how does it feel for you to be working with a team of majority of them being students?
It's like the best job ever,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, I tell people what I do and they're like, that sounds like such a strange job. And it's not, it is strange. But it's fulfilling. Like, it's one of the best parts of my day. Like, I say to my students all the time, they're like, most of them end up being like my kids, like in a funny way, right? Like, I get to watch them start their post-secondary career and they're a certain way. And then by the time they graduate, I've seen them go through like sometimes like serious life events, right? Breakups, failing classes, passing classes, getting really good placements, like having to make tough decisions sometimes. Like your early 20s and that time of your life is such an intense time of your life. And it's supposed to be because you're supposed to learn stuff, right? You're supposed to have like hard times in a way, because it develops you into who you are. So I'm like, selfishly, I get to kind of just watch a lot of that and be part of it. And they come to me if they need help, obviously, or like, you know, whatever they need, I'm always there to help. But it's definitely fulfilling. And I love to watch them walk across the stage and graduate and know that they're like next chapter, right? Because that next chapter is also exciting. It's just different. So for me, it's like one of the best things ever. Like, I love it. I probably drive them crazy.
Would you confirm this, Daria, that Beth drives you crazy?
Probably.
Yeah,
I do.
How is it
love
working
her.
with Beth?
She loves me, but I drive them nuts, probably.
you just have to get used to that.
Yes.
Truly, you have to get used to it. But we get used very easily. Like, even me, myself, I love working with you guys. It's fantastic.
It's like an energy thing. Like,
it's an energy. You really need to have the energy to give that extra effort to your students. Surely, we're all students, but we also give that extra effort to be like how to make student lifestyle better overall.
That's right.
You know, of everyone coming here. We're always happy to see like the students in the lounge having fun, you know, just relaxing. And coming back to you, Daria, how long have you been working at the Student Association, and how has this helped you as a student working with the SA?
So it's actually been exactly a year since I joined the SA, and I've been working as communications and event assistant last year. Then in April, I started manager student engagement position through the summer, and then switched to the role of interim student association president in August. So it's a big jump for me. Speaking of how it, I guess, impacted my studies, it's I learned to like combine it. I think I'm pretty good at it. I haven't yet had a chance to be in the role of the president and like go to classes, so I have no idea what it's gonna look like. But it gives you energy. You know what you need to do. You are always busy, which is nice. Keeps you motivated. So I definitely would recommend students to get a part-time job on campus somewhere, because it's pretty flexible. You are already here. You don't need to like commute somewhere. And my time at the SA has been just a dream.
A dream, wow.
Because she's with me all the time.
And what do you love so much about being at the SA and also being part at SLC? What do you love the most about it?
It's at the SA, I love the team. I really love people I'm working with. They became my second family here, and I love working with students and seeing their smiles and just realizing that you somehow help them, whether it's a minor problem, whether you just answered one of their questions or it's something big, it just feels good to have some kind of impact on their life and on their time, like on their academic career. And SLC, also, I like people here. They're really kind and friendly. And even before I started college, I actually was here for a short period of time in the summer 2019. And I was like honestly blown away by all of the support and kindness of people. And I really like my program, Advertising and Marketing Communications. Love the profs. I think it's just the best program.
Daria's in the best program.
Yeah,
It's very close to being the best program. I personally believe the DMC program is the best program.
Oh yes.
I mean, they're close. AMC, DMC, they're friends.
We're like little
See,
friends,
like siblings.
siblings who
We can do maybe like a little like in the comments. Let us know what people think. DMC
let
or
us know.
AMC.
Do let us know which course is better, AMC or DMC, and everyone will know none of those courses. My course is better.
Let us.
We have
know.
amazing courses. At SLC,
You guys
by the
have.
way.
I think I've said this in every single podcast. You guys have the best faculty.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
obsessed.
We do have
You're
the
so
best
good.
faculty. I've
You're
been
so
loving
lucky.
it since the first time I came here. It
Yeah.
has been amazing, you know, like from the size of the campus, just really, it really looks so vast. Like even the gymnasium is very spacious. Feels like in a movie. The gym, I love the gym, obviously.
Yeah.
And also like even the classes of faculty members are very good. My teachers
Yeah.
are super
good
professional,
faculty.
friendly. They have vast of knowledge. And coming back more to the essay, back in person, and what's new at the essay for this fall coming up? I hear there is something brewing at a pub somewhere.
We were just at the pub.
Just at the pub.
We
yeah?
were just there.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
So what is it about? What's all about?
Oh, St. Larry's Pub. You should all come. Number one to the St. Larry's Pub. So new this year, we are going to have, well, like a couple things. Like we have a couple new things on the menu. Actually, not a couple, a bunch of new things on the menu. We have a brand new beer lineup happening. So our draft lineup is switched and that's all brand new. We have a new student team who's going to be helping us out there. We are going to eventually, maybe not on our first day, we're working on it, but very shortly have the ability to like pay with your student card in the pub, which is huge. We have a meal plan happening with residents, which is really exciting for us. And Daria and her team have been working on like planning events for the pub and like incorporating that into like the things that they are doing already. So St. Larry's Pub is in the lower concourse in the new building.
It's next to the gymnasium, right?
Right
next to the
next to it.
basketball course.
Yeah, can't miss it, like in the school year. And like shameless plug because the pub was built for students by students. Like the pub was literally a labor of love. It was the first project I ever worked on. I watched that be built from drawings on paper to concrete in the ground to an actual like facility where people could eat. And the whole point of that was to have a place on campus that belonged to students. And it does because the SA owns it. And we don't work for the college, we work for all of you. So if you want to spend your money on food on campus, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right?
And speaking about food, we remember in season 1 that we spoke about a particular food, which is soup, about a funny story.
Soup lady.
And like, tell us a particular story that happened like during the pandemic, which is as probably fun as this, or
Oh my gosh.
a story which was more wholesome to hear during the pandemic.
The soup story. Did you never hear the soup
No.
story?
No.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so
We're going to do this again.
we're
The
gonna
soup
have
story.
to.
Yeah.
Like just for context.
Just for context,
I
we're going
think.
to have a soup story. I love
Okay,
it.
so when I first started working for I hadn't worked here for very long. I don't really remember how long. Anyway, I was in my office and somebody came back, hey, Beth, like a student wants to talk to you. No problem. Come on back. Like, I'm always happy to meet with a student. If I'm in my office, send them back. So a student come in and, she introduced herself, whatever. And she was like, I have a complaint. Like, I want to lodge a complaint. And I was like, okay, what's the complaint? Like, assuming it was going to be a complaint that I've heard before, which, like, it's not really a complaint. Like, it's like, I want this, or you should think about doing that, which I'm happy to hear and entertain all of those. Anyway, so she was like, I have a complaint about the soup at the cafeteria. And I was like, okay, this is strange, but all right. Like, what's the complaint? And she's like, well, I'm pretty sure they're they're chopping up vegetables in the day and reusing them, like when they have leftover stuff, in soup. And like in my brain, I was like, that's how you make soup. Like, that's literally the way you do it. Like, you cut up vegetables and you might use some of them in a salad, but then your leftovers, you make a soup.
Leftovers,
right?
It's
a soup.
Leftovers to be soup.
Anyway, so like I basically conveyed this to her in the nicest way possible. Was like, that's kind of like how you make soup, like that's not weird. That's not strange. And then like a couple of days later, I did a couple things. Like, I'd talked to the cafeteria, and sure enough, they're like, no, like it's just, that's how we make soup and it's fine. Like, we're following all the proper standards, whatever. And their soup is delicious, by the way, I will say. She came back and she was like, can I speak to Beth? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, come back. And she was like, I called my mom, and my mom was like, no, like, that is how you make soup. And I was like, okay. I'm so happy your mom has like confirmed that for us.
Like, the seal of approval of mom is
mom said
it's fine. Everything that mom says is the final.
And she was lovely. It was just like one of those weird, when I explain to people what I do, I give that story always, because they're like, that's so random. I'm like, yeah, that's the kind of thing I.
And how about you? Like, Daria, have you had any stories with students which was kind of funny? When you heard about?
I don't feel like there's been anything funny lately.
So no, I don't.
We're
think so.
funny. I'm funny. Daria's.
I'm just like
funny.
Always kind of panicky when someone wants to talk to me. When like Jaden, for example, from Friend Desk comes, someone is there to talk to. I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Yeah, sometimes there's people I know. Sometimes because I oversee clubs, they have
a lot of
questions
clubs.
about clubs.
Yeah.
And then like it's not that I don't want to talk to them or anything. It's just that I always want to help them right away or answer that question right away. And if I don't have the answer for them, I feel kind of bad.
You feel guilty. Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah, but then I go to Beth and ask her.
We sort it out some way, somehow. I don't
That's
think,
how it works.
I'm trying to think though, like, I don't even think I have like a super funny story, but like, the classic things of like, we're running student cards right now, and like, God love all of you who are coming to get your student cards.
We love you. We really love you.
Like, love
that day was amazing.
It's great. We love to have you come up. Like, that's a fun thing for us. Like, when we see you all coming up into our space, like, it's energizing. But like, people come up and they're like, where are student cards? And I'm like, there are like 3-foot long feet and like signs everywhere, and people are like, where are they? And you're just like, wow. But then I go to stores, and I think I'm guilty of it too.
Sure, we
like go in and I'm like, where's this? And they're like, ma'am, it's right in front, like, or whatever, right? And I think so we're all like, and it's overwhelming, but like little things like that, those things are hilarious to us.
In defense of all our beautiful students, I will say, like, like, we are coming to a new campus. It's
overwhelming.
They are seeing me for the first time. This year, this must be my teacher or something like that. This is like, they feel a bit very stressed out. But one very funny particular story is about the doors when collecting the student cards. It was amazing. Like, we have this big door where you can obviously see us. We are giving student, and then we have put like very small footsteps for students to follow. And one funny moment is like where we have a very gentle welcomer to welcome you, tell you to take the steps.
Go this way.
And it's pretty funny because like you already went through the big door, and then we have a welcomer to go back, follow those footsteps, reverse. And then you're going back in, and then the students are like, but I already did that. Why did they?
Why would I have to go back?
Yes, it's a pretty funny
it is
situation to to have
It's
students
funny.
just doing that.
I mean, there's lots of funny things that happen, honestly. Like there's so many things. And I feel like we have a workplace of people who like to have fun when they work.
I do.
Like we all enjoy. I'm a true believer of like no matter what you do in your life, you should work with people who enjoy you and you enjoy them, because I spend more time with all of you than my family sometimes.
That's true.
I might as well enjoy your company and
We
like
need
truly
to.
like
We need
you
to.
as people, right?
Thank you so much.
Huge tip. Work with people you like.
That's true, and love what you are
Love
doing.
what you do
all
as
this.
best you can. Yeah.
Also, and speaking of people, Beth, as a very, we can already sense you're a very flamboyant person, living the job and love working with people.
I do.
Who were the people who inspired you to become such a person that you are today? Any role models or any people that you feel grateful to have made to be the person you are today?
So like a couple, like my personality, like if you met my mom, you'd be like, oh, you're identical people. So we're very similar. And I watched my mom, my mom worked at a bank like her entire career. But she would like do like crazy things at work. So like she would have like kickoff meetings in the morning where like she would dress up as like a tacky tourist and like be weird, like do weird things. Okay. Like she was weird. And she always tried to bring fun into her work.
I believe so.
Right?
So
It's
like,
huge.
You need to be fun at work. Like, you know, you're coming up like all the journey to come to work. Like back in the office now, when you were working from home, like you were just logging
You were
on
alone.
now you're taking the bus back. You're like preparing your meal in advance and you just arrive home. Everybody's serious.
Yeah.
No, at BSA, everything is fun.
It's fun.
Beth is here lighting up the room.
Trying to be fun.
Even Raquel, who's here welcoming you.
Rocky can be fun sometimes.
Yeah,
she's not funny.
Okay.
Rocky's not funny, but she's fun.
She has very energy.
Yeah, and
I
she
love
laughs at every joke I make.
it. Yeah, me too. That's
I
why
love
I think
that
I'm
about
funny.
her. Right?
Yeah, every
I
time she
know.
laughs.
I know everything I say. I'm like, you think I'm hilarious, but yeah, like my mom brought fun into her work, so I think I picked up a lot of that. And like we work really hard, and like we have 1,000 things on the go all the time, and like there's a lot of deadlines, and like we all are committed to doing our work. But I think we work in a way that we appreciate that everything can have a piece of fun. So I try to bring that into the workplace. Like I really try to do that. So my mom probably is a big one for me. And then it like professionally, probably there's been a lot of people, but like I take a lot of takes from Kathy Patterson. I love Kathy.
Ooh, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy is like one of those people, like she always says the right thing. She has the wisdom, you know, and she always makes me feel really good about myself. She's like, you're great. Like you know, she like builds you up a little bit. Like she has that like to make
She has
you
this
feel
energy,
good.
you know, like every time you see her in the hallway, she's always
Hey,
full of energy. Hey,
how are you? Yeah, she's just awesome.
I'm so excited to have class with her in the second semester.
She's
like,
great.
We haven't got class
I'm
yet, but
jealous.
I
I'm not
never
gonna have her.
I never had
Yeah.
her as a faculty member because I did like HR, but like I've got to experience her through work, and she's great. And then when I was in school, I had one professor, Wendy Whitehead, who I still know fairly well, and she was someone who like definitely made me like look at what I was doing as far as my academics and how I could be great at it and how I could actually do it really well. And I worked for John Conrad when I was while I was a student in School of Business. And I only worked for him for about 1.5 years, but he was totally like, he has like one of those minds where he's like, it's just anything's possible.
I love that mindset.
Yeah. And so I think maybe I picked up, like he's way more creative and way more than I am, but I think maybe I picked some of those
More
up.
daring, you know?
Yeah,
daring,
like he would take risks on things, and he has like an amazing mind. So, I don't know, maybe my mom and then a couple other little people who've been around.
Hey, that's a good mix of
I take
people.
a little bit of inspiration from myself too.
We do. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't, right?
Like, how about you, Daria? Any person who inspired you to be like I see as someone always very calm, composed,
She's really chill.
very ice cold, but with a heart of gold.
No,
you
she's
know?
the sweetest, but she's
the
quiet.
sweetest.
Mhm.
Very.
Thank you.
And I don't
I'm
think
not sweet.
there is no better person to represent student as
Yes,
Daria does,
I
and
agree.
Mason also. Shout
Very
out
much.
to Mason.
Hi, Mason.
And they're all lovely people, and the students are in good hands with them. And how about you, Daria? Who are the person who makes who Daria is today?
I guess without my parents, I wouldn't be where I am now. Without their support, for sure. I needed a reassurance that I'm making the right decision moving to Canada, and they have always supported me. So I'm really thankful for that. But also just people around me. I feel like I always need reassurance. This is not a very healthy habit. Like, I should be able to like tell myself that I can do everything and that like I'm the best and all that stuff.
You are the best.
Yeah, but I still need someone to tell me that. That's for me to believe.
You're
You're the best.
I feel like
that's not weird.
that.
That's not weird, I don't think, Daria. I feel
No,
like
yeah.
that's we all have that.
We all have that feeling, hey, am I doing
And the
right?
people who don't are like me, and I fake it. You just all think that about, but I have the same, I go home and have the same insecurities, have the same doubts about things that I do every day. Like, I make decisions and I'm like, I don't know.
Because we make new decisions every day.
Every day.
You know?
And you're just more in touch with that, which is actually kind of can be a good thing, which means you're probably a little bit more cautious. I'm like, yes. And then people are like, whoa, what's happening? So I think that's a good thing, actually.
I think like I'm more of a right balance in between.
You're
the
in
two.
between?
Yeah, like I'm fiery. I sometimes make decisions on the go, but also sometimes I tend to think a bit about what I'm going to do or going to say. And but anyways, like, how about like your mom and your dad or other people who like have been supporting you, and any teachers or any people in Canada that you have been very impressed or inspired since you've come here?
I feel like all my professors and my program coordinator for sure.
Who is
Kathy.
Kathy? Oh wow,
Kathy.
Second time.
Second time.
In one
Kathy.
episode.
2 shout outs in one episode.
Yeah.
Wow, can you tell we're obsessed?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just sort of draw inspiration from people who I meet, and also from myself. I feel like I'm pretty self-sufficient. Like, I know what I need to do, and I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like my goals in life. So it's always it's always good to have some life goals to keep you on track, and like even when you are feeling down, you know that you are moving in the right direction.
You're working towards something. You are super focused like that. I feel like at your age too. I feel like that's like insane.
We might not have mentioned, but like
you are too.
I am young. Surely I'm young. I don't know.
No, but you both are like, I feel like very much like focused people.
I don't know. I think like I'm at the right age to be. I'm not focused at all.
Yes, you are. You are though. You like, what was like?
I'm an organized chaos.
Yeah, but one of the first things you said to me was something like, I forget now, but it was something like so insightful, and I was like, wow, like, I don't know. It was something very insightful. And I was like, that's so true. And such a hard thing to, took me a long time to, I don't know, learn those things about myself. And you are a very focused person for sure.
Yeah, like we tell, like sometimes we are very young, but for Daria, I would have loved to be like Daria at 20 years old, you know, like, 20 years old and already focused, already speaking about goals. So that's amazing.
And she's really self-sufficient too.
Self-sufficient.
She is on her own and like just figures it out, has things set the way she wants. Like that's tough at 20 when you're not like, this is a new country. Now you've been here for a while now. So I feel like you're more used to like, you know, where things are and like all that stuff. But like, that's tough. Like, I've lived here my entire life. I've never moved. I've traveled, but like, I couldn't imagine. Like, that's a lot at that age. So I think that experience shapes who you are. I think it changes you for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And what would you recommend to students who are even if they lived in Canada, moving to Kingston, leaving their parents' house for the first time, or students coming from abroad, just like what advice would you give them? How you're self-sufficient or college?
Interesting question.
That's a tough Sean.
That's a tough question because it was difficult for sure for me to move here, especially in the middle of the pandemic. Like, it was a lot. And there were times when you were like feeling very lonely and missing family. And I guess, again, going back to your like priorities in life and your goals.
Yeah.
Yes, I miss my family and I miss people I grew up with, but it's not enough for me to stay there.
Right.
It's
True.
not enough
To change that goal.
Yeah, I need something more, and I'm really happy that I'm now in Canada. Like, I want to develop my career, and I have some of my personal goals that I would choose over seeing my family, I guess. No matter how harsh it sounds.
No, but I like that's a good way to phrase it. I think to frame it though, because it doesn't mean you don't. It just means that you have a priority in your life, and that's important, and that's okay.
It's, you know, because it keeps us on ground.
Yeah.
That, you know, sometimes we have bad days and we're like, why am I here? And
For sure.
And it will go through every student's mind at some point that why am I here? And
what am I doing?
And it's just like, hey, you just remember how it is, what brings you here the first time. Yeah. And it keeps you focused.
Yeah. One more thing I remembered is that sometimes I remember, like, go back in time for like 2-3 years and remember where I was and like look back at what progress I've
compare.
Yeah, I compare myself to me a couple of years ago, and it's always like you're always making progress, and it makes you feel better. It sort of, again, like, self-assurance,
and like good self-reflection as well, right? Like, you don't probably that's a really good tool, probably.
Very good,
right? Like, because you don't notice those things about yourself unless you intentionally try to notice it, right? And like, when you are here alone, and like if you're young and you come here, and whether you live in residence or you're like an international student, or like you're a domestic student who's moved here from like Toronto, like, and you're alone, like, it is isolating, right? It is lonely. So like I would take away from that is like, remember that there's so many options to connect with people, clubs, events, engagement opportunities. Like, communicate those feelings, even though it's tough, but communicate them. And like, it's kind of maybe nice to know for students to know that we have staff members who've gone through
that's why
that too, which is kind of nice. So like, we're never going to be like, oh, that sounds like, no, some of our staff get it, right? They understand that.
We completely get it, you know, like, coming here, I can't believe it's 5 months already.
I know.
Since I came here.
That's a long time.
Time flies.
It does.
Time flies so fast.
What a time, guys. What a time.
Coming to Canada I've traveled, like you say, Beth, lived in many countries, but still, a new country is still a new adventure, and changing from home is still readapting, giving yourself that time frame to progress and to learn. Yeah. You know, it's a learning experience every day for me and for Daria also, you know.
For sure.
And for many students who will be coming on campus back again. It's a learning experience. Take it as a learning experience. Yeah. And you will take things easily. Life is fun as well, you know. And the essay is here. That's why the essay is here, you know, to help you at any point in time. It's for students to come. Don't feel like, hey, it's a petty matter. No, every matter matters to the essay 100%. For your student, and we're here for that. Yeah. And speaking about moving of countries, Daria, how do you think it's different from back home and Canada in terms of your lifestyle and even of everyday living from Russia to Canada?
One of the like major changes is that I've just grown a lot since I moved here. And like my parents noticed that, and I've never lived on my own back at home, so it was a major change for me, but I overcame this difficulty, and like I adapted to living on my own pretty well. And as for the major differences, I would say people for sure.
Like people, how they act,
Yeah, how they act,
like
how
culturally, I
they
guess.
behave. I'm sure a lot of people heard about like Canadians, that they're very friendly and
We're so nice.
nice. I mean, that's true. Everyone is smiling. This is so like welcoming. That's true.
I think
Or
so.
when
It's
you
funny, eh?
when you get off the bus, you say thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
That's so mind blowing.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Oh, we
That's
have
very
good
cute.
manners.
Canadians
Yeah.
are cute by saying thank you to the bus driver. Is it a
Always.
Kingston thing? Oh, I don't.
no, you say thank you
I don't
to
know.
always.
I don't know.
Always
Everyone
well.
is like,
Or
yeah,
like I say thank you if I had to get a cab.
yeah.
Like if I had to get out of a taxi, I've never gone in an Uber ever my whole life, FYI. But if I got a drive in a taxi, I would say thank you so much.
Yeah, like that was one of the things. Like when I took the bus for the first time, I
You thought that was funny?
that was funny because like everybody loves to feel good, to be polite, and just
Yeah.
make someone's day. Even saying
Yeah.
thank you.
I guess we are polite, but I don't notice it. Yeah, I just don't
Yeah.
notice it.
You
I
would,
guess
you would notice if
I wasn't from here. which-
Yeah.
That's it. Because the bus transit in my country is a big TV show. So
Is it just like get on, get off, no one talks kind of
oh
deal?
no,
Like,
sometimes like one frustration about transit in my country is like first you don't have it on your GPS, so you need to
Yeah,
know the
it just
time
appears.
frame. It just appears
out of
Oh.
nowhere.
So if you're coming for the first time to Mauritius and you're like trying to check on Google
Right.
if you're having you won't see anything.
like good luck.
Good luck with that. And also you might see scenes where sometimes the bus drivers are very mischievous and won't pick you up because hey, the bus is full. There's already people
Oh,
standing.
they'll just be like, no.
No, sometimes there are people standing on the stairs,
Like to get in.
Yeah, and people are still trying to get in and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
The same in Russia.
I have that
Yeah.
experience as well. That like the bus is like super full
Like,
and
yeah.
the doors
to
are trying to close, but like they are not.
I think maybe, so I will like caveat to this is like, Kingston is like not a huge city. I think like maybe Toronto, maybe there might be more of that, but like I would say in general Canadians, like I think we get like that, like you guys say thank you and you're welcome, and like, but yeah, we're definitely polite people, I would, for the most part.
Yeah.
And I think kind, but it's like holding doors for people. Like to me, when someone doesn't hold a door for me, I'm like, are we gonna fight? Like what's happening right now? To me, that is so like, I don't get that. Like I will hold a door for someone who's like 30 feet away. I'll just wait. Just wait.
Yeah, we are back on the Essay Voice podcast, the podcast for students by students. Yes, I know we all look a bit different today because we had camera issues and we are students make mistake. And this will happen a lot on this podcast. But we'll continue as if everything was normal, like it was yesterday. And yeah, we were talking about what is next for the Student Association for you, Beth. What do you have in store? How do you see the Student Association moving on under your leadership in the future?
Ooh, the future. I'll mention though, Daria followed the rules.
The rules of what?
She's wearing the same shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She went home and she was like, you know what? I'm gonna, she like prepped everything. She washed her shirt. She was like ready, like did the whole thing. Oh, she didn't clean it, but she
Not
washed.
wash my hair.
And then I got up and I was like, get dressed, come to work. I just didn't. Classic. Anyway, future of the essay. So in the last couple of years, we put a lot of work in expanding our programs and our services as best we possibly can. We do a lot of looking at like other institutions, what they're doing, what's working, what's not working, and then a lot of like surveying. So I think it's best to take direction from the membership when you can, within like reason. Obviously, like I've had students be like, we want a swimming pool. I'm like, well, that's a tough one.
No. Yes.
But there's lots.
I would love a swimming pool.
Right? That'd be great. But
We need a swimming pool.
okay, so that's in the future, the swimming pool. 2026 swimming pool. No.
2020. We have exclusive right now.
Mark your calendar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark your calendars and take swimming lessons.
Tell your small brothers and sisters.
We'll swim together. But yeah, I think like in general, we want to expand. It's all about expanding the services and changing the services and adapting them based on like what the need is. So we have our current setup. So we have all of our events that we run throughout the year. We do our advocacy program, so supporting students through like different things throughout the year. We have funding that students can access if they want to like develop their skill sets, and there's things that they want to like courses or workshops they want to take. So we have all of those. We have our copy center, we have our locker program, we have all of our space, our games room, we own the pub. We do a lot. We have our bus pass, we do student health insurance, like we do a ton of stuff. But I think as we move forward, you have to have your eye on what's needed now and what service needs to be changed. So what I like to do is I get my students to run a lot of surveys. So a lot of questions, ask people what's happening, what do you need, what's going on, and then within reason and within like money, like how do you accomplish that, and how do you make that happen with students so it's equitable, it's fair, it's reasonable, and it fits the need. So I would love to see over the next, probably this year, I think will be a year where it's like getting back to the basics, getting back to campus, engaging really well with their student body, running some events that they want to see, and building that social fabric again. And then that gets us to the next year where we can actually like pursue some bigger things that we would like to see happen on campus.
Absolutely, and students are most welcome to come forward if
Always.
they have any creative events that will be. We will gladly produce it if we see like it brings a purpose to the lifestyle of the students. And coming to purpose again, like Daria, so what is in future for you? Like, what has are you looking forward to in Canada now that you're self-sufficient, that you have been well established, and what is your purpose?
So what I'm looking forward to in the future.
In the future after SLC for you, yeah.
This is my final year in college, so I really want to take the most out of it, and I'm really happy we are back in person.
Yeah.
And I just hope to find a job that I like after graduation. I think it's a pretty common answer if you ask someone who's finishing college. And I want to move to a bigger city, if possible. I like Kingston, don't get me wrong, but it's
completely shut.
It's just
you want
a
something
little smaller.
Big. You want something bigger? Are you thinking like West Coast or East Coast or?
No, I think East Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Ottawa, Toronto.
I saw you as like a Montreal person, I feel like.
But it's tricky with Montreal. It's tricky. It's tricky
J'adore
because
Montréal. J'aime Montréal. Big up
You
if
see?
you speak French.
I need French, and for
We could help you. We could teach you French this year.
and for like
We can boast our French.
PR
right now.
purposes.
Oh, like for
Sure,
career
but
wise.
yeah.
Vancouver would be.
Vancouver is amazing.
Love Vancouver. You probably haven't been to Vancouver yet. Okay, so you need to plan a trip there. That's
But there's
one of the
a lot
best.
of rain apparently. in
There,
Vancouver.
there is, but like temperature wise,
As
it's
long as
amazing.
not a thunderstorm.
Oh yeah, Daria's. Okay, so quick fact: Daria is like terrified of thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
And the other day we had, remember that like crazy random
Yeah.
storm we had
Obviously,
midday, and I would look out. My office like looks out, like I see her, and she's like so terrified. I'm like, get in my office. So she like comes in, she's just sitting there. She's like,
I love thunderstorm.
I do too.
I do love them. It's
I'm
like
a fan.
the rock
No,
music playing.
Absolutely not. No.
It's and now we are moving more to like quick laid back, quick fashion question, which is one movie which you will force me to watch absolutely.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Deathly Hallows, yeah.
Second movie too. There's
Second
two.
one is
the
good.
last one.
Part 2 is
Best.
Yeah, part is the
So
best.
good.
And you, Daria?
Top Gun, maybe.
Top Gun.
I don't know. Just
Shooter.
you know.
Like it's because I don't watch any movies. That's one thing.
Oh really?
The last one I went to watch, I went to watch Jurassic World Dominion. That was the last one I went to watch. But before that, the last movie I went to watch in cinema was like the last Avengers. You know, like
Oh, that was like
Yeah.
a while ago.
yeah, like
Couple of years.
so. Yeah, that's I need to watch those movies.
You need to
And
watch Harry Potter.
Favorite ingredient on the pizza?
Oh,
Cheese?
Okay.
Cheese.
Yes, but I can't eat it. So it's like my worst. Cheese is my worst, probably. Like green peppers. That's
Green
so.
peppers.
That's
Yeah.
so lame.
Oh, I'm not excited
I like
for this.
nuts.
I don't eat pizza because I'm lactose, so I just can't do it.
I like mushrooms on pizza.
Oh, I like
Truffled
mushrooms. In general.
Truffled mushrooms are good.
Fancy.
Yeah, I love fancy stuff.
That's all right, Sean.
Your moment of the week at SLC.
This week has been crazy.
This week has been.
I would say Smart Start. I think on Wednesday when we went to the large venue and there were like
A lot of people.
a lot of new students, and it was just good to see them in person. Some of them were with parents, and it just was like getting excited for them. And we gave a little presentation about essay to them, and I saw actually some of them after that presentation up in our space getting student cards, which was like,
good.
oh yes, they listened to us. They good. They came. Yeah.
I think student cards is my favorite on Monday because on Monday we worked
Yeah.
student
Yeah,
cards. We all did.
Yeah, we all
And it was like different than the norm, like switching up your week a little bit, right? Doing
Yeah.
something a little bit different. And you get to like talk to so many students. I don't know. It's just something different. It's kind of nice to do something different once in a while.
It's also like, like during that week, you're trying to get to know the students a little bit more about their personality as well, who's coming on campus. And for everybody, it's like, oh, I can still feel like we're actually back on campus. I can still feel it for us and for the students as well. So yeah, let's make the most of it. And your book which you are reading right now?
Okay, so I'm an avid reader, and I usually read like I actually listen to more audiobooks now, but I listen to like multiple books at the same time. And actually I think I'm listening to World on Fire by Naomi. I'd have to double check that, Sean. It's about the environment and kind of what we're doing. Like, what are we doing? And how are we going to not have generations and generations who are living on a beautiful planet that we should be, really appreciative of and like taking care of? How are we going to stop that? And I'm not like a huge environmentalist, but I find that very really interesting, the concept of like life, and like I'm really obsessed with space. I love space
as well.
Like I'm
Very
obsessed. Me too. Like if I hear anything, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Star Trek also. Like live long and prosper, my friends. But I'm huge about like, this is so random. We're all here. We have these personalities. We have these traits. We interact with each other. We want to like have all these things, and then we can't even like take care of it. Like that to me boggles my mind that people don't think about it. So I'm reading a book on that, and then I've just finished an entire history book on like Catherine the Great. I think I listened to something on that. I like a lot of history too.
How about you, Daria? Which book right now, or your favorite book?
I'm a slow reader, but the one I'm reading right now, I don't remember the name, but it's about basically female body.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. It's like it has like from one person perspective, and she's like exploring. She has some questions that haven't been answered before, and she goes to different experts, and she also has like very humoristic attitude to that.
Right.
Well, what's one fact which was surprising, funny to hear? Which
Is it like a gender studies kind of idea in the book, or is it like more of like just someone's process of like how they're moving through their life?
It's both.
Both,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, it's both.
I like that.
I don't really remember. Yeah, I'm a slow reader.
I'm a slow reader too,
I'm a
I also
slow
read
reader.
some fan fiction on my phone.
Fan fiction of what?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh my gosh, that's not fair.
Secrets.
I also like fan fiction, Harry Potter fan fiction. I'm obsessed with Harry Potter also. If any of you see me in the hallway and you want to talk about Harry Potter, like literally always I'm in. Please come find me.
Sure, we will do. We will do. And coming up, we have two last quick fire questions, which is favorite spot in Kingston.
Oh my goodness, Daria, you go.
I would be boring, but like Lake Ontario Park. It's nice. It's very
close.
nice.
Nice
Yeah, it's
step.
close. You can go check it out.
Check it out. Just walk out of the college and you'll
Yeah, it's super close to here. My backyard.
I thought it's not in Kingston.
It's actually not. I live in Amherst, so I guess that's not following the rules.
Well, it's kind of close. But
I'm a homebody. I like to be at home.
That's okay.
Is that okay?
Well, let's go all to Beth home, and I cannot pronounce
I
this
have a
place. What's this
Cool.
place?
So
Amherst
come
View.
to Amherst View.
Amherst View.
Amherst View.
Amherst View.
Amherst View.
Nailed
Yeah, I never got it. Like I've been here since every time someone says Amherst View, I'm like,
Can't get it.
I'm arrested View.
What?
Amherst View.
Amherst View.
Yeah. That's
I'm
it.
hurt.
I live in Amherst View, but like for people who've lived here forever, like Amherst View used to just be Kingston Township. Like it's a whole thing, but we consider it Kingston, but it's technically not. It's Amherst View. But my house, because I like to be there.
Awesome. What is one part of your everyday life or any object or particular habit which you do, which is an absolute must every day?
A habit that I have to have, like you mean that I have to do?
Yeah, you have to do something every day, or you need to have something. Definitely.
That's not a habit. That's like life sustaining.
No.
A habit that oh my gosh, there's probably so many. I have like a lot of weird.
Go on Instagram.
I don't. Not for me actually. I could go with David.
I need to check Reddit for some reason.
Oh really?
I love Reddit. Yeah.
Read fan fiction.
I don't even know. A habit that I have to do every day. Oh, I have to. Mine are so lame. Before I go to bed, I put my kitchen to bed before I go to bed. So I like do a full kitchen clean.
Oh.
Yeah, like wipe down my counters, do my
That's good.
dishwasher because I really like to wake up and like walk into my kitchen and it's like
Clean.
100% like fully clean.
It needs to be.
I want to eat breakfast more. I want to like make a nice coffee and take a moment in a clean kitchen. And if there's chaos, I'm like, screw this.
Because like I just recently moved out of campus residence, and my new place has a sign for the dishes. Dishes is like your partner. It should not be done by your roommate. Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're true friends. No, honestly, like I have a dishwasher, so I'm like very, very fortunate. But like loading it, turning it on, wiping the like doing the whole thing. I like to wake up to like not chaos.
That's great.
And I think that's actually, if any of you want a book, I think I said this on the last podcast. This is my probably favorite book of all time, Atomic Habits. You should all read it.
1% rule.
The 1% rule.
Yeah.
And I still live by it. And having habits like that, having habits of like going on your phone, we all have those like habits, right? Or like,
I'm going to order it.
Having habits that actually like help you in your daily life are the ones that make it easier and better and give you more joy at the end of the day. So.
And you, Daria, what is the one thing which you absolutely
Drink coffee.
Going on Instagram.
drink coffee? That's
I
something.
mean, if I don't,
I don't drink coffee.
If I don't, I have
for
a
me, it's weird.
headache.
You don't drink coffee.
It's easy.
I
You
drink.
drink coffee only once a day, though, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't see you drink a ton of coffee.
No.
Which is good.
The only
Yeah,
time.
but I have to have this one coffee
To
in
get
the
your-
morning,
yeah.
so my head doesn't
So you can
hurt.
be like alive.
Yes.
I call it my lifeblood.
Because I never understood, like, my head doesn't hurt. Like, I don't drink coffee, I'm fine.
Because you don't have
but,
addiction.
But I drink a large Americano when I need to do assignments on the sleepless nights.
Oh,
Don't
but
ever
it's like
do that.
it's a one-off though for you. Like,
It's a one-off. It's like once a week. During the final week of the semester, it was
Right.
every day.
'Cause you
And I
need
was
it.
starting to get like palpitation at night. I was like, I cannot sleep. I need to, like, my heart is like beating fast. Like,
Okay, Sean. Yesterday, this is so funny. Yesterday, you said that you said this. So yesterday, I got a Starbucks on my way to work. I love coffee.
yeah.
I got a Starbucks and I got a triple shot in my Starbucks, which because I was like, I'm gonna have a long day. Then I got to work, and then I had like 2 or 3 espressos when I got here, and I went down to the pub to see Terry, St. Larry's pub. Went down to the lower concourse. Good food, yummy. Went down to see Terry, and I was talking to her, and I was like, my eyes. She was like, your eyes are like
really intense
weird
right
things
now.
happen to you.
And I didn't even realize it. And she was like, you need to go outside and like go for a walk. So I walked and I realized that I was like, I was really
Palpitations.
yeah. And then I did my walk and I came back and I felt better. But like, I didn't even realize. And she was like, you're scaring me right now. Like, back up. Cause I was like, my eyes were like bugging. It was weird.
Like, I feel like I'm too hyper. Like, I'm already someone who's very active, moving everywhere.
Right.
And once I have coffee, I'm like a machine. I'm just,
It's like extra.
yeah, it's too much. And it was amazing. For a first episode, it has very funny tidbits, which you guys will love watching or listening to. Like, watch it seriously. There are some funny interactions in there.
Tell your
And
friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your
Share on
parents.
social media.
Tell your grandparents, your uncles.
Tell your other friends who went to another college what it is. They don't
Tell
get it.
random acquaintances on the street.
Anybody. And any guys, and we are also, I'm looking for my co-host right now, so we will have more people. So if you're looking to be a co-host or you have skills in video making or a very good cameraman, we're looking for you. As you can see my skills, how it is right now. You think you can make it better? Come to me. We will work together on that.
It's gonna get interesting.
It is going to get interesting.
Yeah, we want to take the essay to the next level in terms of video content. And yeah, and what else? And thank you very much for listening to us. We will see the next episode will be next week. And tune in. It's every Tuesday. We will release an episode. And thank you so much. Stay in touch on the social media of the essay, which is essay_SLC. Voice podcast, which is Essay Voice Podcast. And see you soon and have an amazing year at St. Lawrence College. Thank you so much.
Podcast, essay.
Perfect. I think we respected the 10 minutes time limit. We will let that roll for the sake of.
Podcast. We love podcasts, yes we do. Sean is so skilled at it. We like to sing, we like to dance. I'm happy I was here today.